And hello, this is Frosty back with another video. It has been a while since I made a video, but I'm here at UNCW and I've been adjusting to college and just like a whole bunch of stuff has been going on. So I just felt like I need a little bit of time off to make videos and really figure out what I wanted to do with the channel. And you know what, I made this channel originally to talk about sports. And with all the basketball going on and football right now, it's time to talk about some sports. And the NBA playoffs have been wild in the bubble. They have been wild. So I have some things that I need to go through.
Had an aura, then it would be mystic. The flow is destructive, that's cataclysmic. You off of the hook, we never was fishing. I live in the present, I am so gifted. How are you raining? Cause you are not water. The steam it be coming, I must be a sauna. Peculiar flow made me sound like a born, and I'm always on point like I'm turning a corner.
First thing I'm going to talk about are the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers have been the Lakers this postseason. LeBron has this thing where he loves to give away game one as he sees it's like a feel-out game for them. So they played the Blazers, and I was really hoping the Blazers could take down the Lakers. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big Damian Lillard guy. I really hoped they'd take down the Lakers, but they couldn't, right? They couldn't. And the Lakers gave them game one, and everyone was like, oh no, Lakers are going to lose to the Blazers, and then they won 4 straight. They did the same thing in the Rockets, and then they won 4 straight. And the Rockets, man, they were no match for the Lakers. They just didn't have any size. And PJ Tucker did as good a job as he could, but they just didn't have enough size. And Russell Westbrook didn't play well enough. And James Harden, the crazy thing about James Harden is he can shoot 2 for 11. I've seen him do this several times. He did it against the Warriors last year. He'll shoot like 2 for 11 from the field and still end up with 20-something points just because of free throws. And that's why people don't like watching Harden and the Rockets and watching Russell Westbrook play. He's talking trash while he's down 30. I do like that though. Like that does make me happy because like that's what playoff basketball is about. Not talking trash down 30, but talking trash. I like his mentality. It's just like you got to be able to play better, you know.
And you can't say better double down 29.
About the conversation going on with Rondo and Westbrook, and LeBron thoroughly entertained.
But the Lakers, LeBron and AD are the best duo in the NBA. And they certified that with they're so much better as a duo. They play together all year. And the fact that the Clippers, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard didn't play together this year, and they were sitting out games like they had just won the championship the year before, even though they hadn't. It was their first year together. You got to play basketball in the regular season. You got to get a feel of each other. And even though they took months off, it was obvious that LeBron and AD have a connection. They have Rich Paul as their same agent. They have a connection. So that's the most important thing about the Lakers. And that's second to Jamal Murray and Jokic. That's the second best duo in the NBA. And Jamal Murray right now, I know Steph Curry's hurt, but he's making a case as, dare I say, with Steph Curry hurt right now, since he's still in the playoffs, Jamal Murray is the best point guard that's still left in the playoffs. Better than Kemba Walker and left in the playoffs. And he might be the best in the NBA one day. Like, he's making his case for that. Another person that's making his case to come up is Luka. He gave the Clippers a run for their money, almost taking them 7 games, and he was really, really, really good against them. And it was just obvious. Porzingis was hurt, and he got thrown out in 1 game, and I really think they could have won that series too. But he is coming, and the way his narrative shifts, everyone's really starting to like him as a player. And the way the narrative is with MVP, they always want to pick someone new and want to find people, like they don't try to, but it always happens that they're trying to find someone with like a come-up story. And not the Lucas, a come-up story, but it's his year to win MVP next year. So I'm making an early pick for Luka for MVP with everything standing right now. Luka for MVP next year. Another thing that I want to talk about are the Raptors. If Kawhi would have stayed with the Raptors, they could have gone back-to-back this year, and I have no doubts about it. They probably would have taken the Lakers in the finals, and I don't know who would have won, but they could have made it back to the finals if Kawhi would have stayed. And I know he's probably a little, I don't know how much emotion Kawhi really has, but I bet you he's probably a little sad that he didn't get to go back. He didn't go back to Toronto to try to win, to try to two-peat. But yeah, the one thing that is obvious about them is the Raptors are really, really good and they have a championship mentality. But Siakam isn't a number 1 player like we thought he was this regular season. He played really well this regular season, and everyone thought, oh, maybe he's the best player on the team. Maybe he can lead you to a championship. And he just wasn't good enough to do that. And Kyle Lowry was by far the best player in that team all series. And then second was Van Fleet, and then third was sometimes Siakam. OG Anunoby was also probably third. He had the game winner, and he was playing almost better than Siakam was. And you just need your first guy to step up. He was having games where he had like 12 points, and Literally, the only move he would do was like a little spin move shot, and there have been a lot of memes about that, but it's true. Like, literally, the only thing he does is spin moves, and he's got to pick up a new move. So I really think the Raptors could have gone far. They lost the Celtics in 7 games, though, and the Celtics are now had the chance to go to the NBA Finals. So it's not like they were far off. Maybe they're just missing one piece, just that one piece. If they still had DeRozan, you never know where they'd be. The playoffs in the bubble, out of all the teams, so like it's a little bit different because there's no home court advantage, and that's definitely a big deal. I mean, they make a home court advantage like with crowd noise and stuff, but there's no like actual home court advantage where you have to go to the other state. And the Bucks have been really, really good at home, and the Heat have been really, really, really bad on the road. So if the Bucks and the Heat would have played in Milwaukee 2 games, I don't know where the series would have gone, but I still think the Heat would have won because Giannis just isn't as successful in the postseason. And this bubble exposed the Bucks and him a lot because it's literally just playing straight basketball. And when they can do that, the Heat have all these guys who are just dogs, right? And they just want to defend. And I told you this before when I made the pick. We're going to give a little flashback right here. When I made the pick for the Heat to go to the finals, I told you they would beat the Bucks because they can just stack the middle. And they have what? Bam Adebayo right here, just standing up tall. And they have all these guys who can get out to the shooters. And you can't, Eric Bledsoe and Middleton, they can't do anything on these really good defenders, and no one is exposed. And Giannis can drive, and when he kicks out, there's a guy getting right there. And they just build a wall for him, and he doesn't know where he can go. He needs to develop a jump shot. And I'm not sure if I think that Giannis is a Pippen looking for his MJ, but I do think that he needs another player, and Chris Middleton doesn't seem like he's going to be that guy. Chris Middleton is a great player, but he's not that guy to pair with Giannis. It doesn't seem like. I think they need a whole new team, and I don't even know what they need, but don't be surprised if Giannis goes, if he leaves. He's a guy that says he really wants to stay in Milwaukee, but don't be surprised if he leaves. So, talk about the Heat. They are some straight dogs, man. So glad I made that pick. You saw Game 1 Celtics Heat. That's the last game that happened. Game 1, he blocked. Bam Adebayo blocked that block on Tatum, and I think that I would have it ranked as my 4th best block. My 3rd was Tayshaun Prince against Reggie Miller in the playoffs of Game 2. My 2nd, I think, was LeBron on Splitter, and my 1st was LeBron in the NBA Finals against Iguodala. But anyways, the Heat are some dogs, man. It's crazy. The one thing is, I don't think the Celtics are going to beat the Heat, and I have the Heat going to the finals still because you saw the other night, when it gets late in games, Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Kemba Walker, they're always looking to make that spectacular finishing play. And it's always a one-on-one play to score. And you know, everyone loves to see those the most, but they got to pass the ball around towards the end of the game. It can't just be one person trying to take over and save them. There's no hero ball there. They have 3 scorers that all average over 20 points in Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kemba Walker. And I know Gordon Hayward's hurt, but he's coming back, and they're going to need him. They're going to need him. They're going to need to pass the ball, and they're going to need to swing the ball around, especially at the end of games. They do a great job during the middle of games and all the way up. Then in the 4th quarter, Jason Tatum always likes to do step-back threes and stuff like that. And he can definitely get into his rhythm in the game. If he's really hitting, then that's fine. But you don't always need to have those shots to win games. Shoot, y'all saw that lightning? That was crazy. That was scary. I am scared. Okay, anyways, I'm going to save the next video for the Clippers because I have a whole video I need to talk about them. But thank you for tuning in the video, and that was crazy. That lightning was crazy. But hopefully we can get into more stuff later, and I'm so happy to be back talking about sports. So, thank you.